Hi, everybody. So my name is Lauren and I'm a wellness associate. And today we are going to be doing our Wellness Wednesday on understanding immunity. So thank you all for joining. Today we're going to discuss what impacts immunity and how to improve it. So hopefully you leave today's session with a better understanding of immunity and how you can give it a little boost. So before we begin, we always just do have to read a disclaimer. So this information is provided to increase your awareness. It's not intended to be medical advice. So if you believe that you may have any medical conditions or have specific questions regarding your health, we do ask that you see your physician. So what is immunity? So, immunity is the ability of your immune system to resist a particular infection or toxin. So, this can refer to resistance of an entire species. So, for example, humans don't get very many diseases that um, like fish do, for example, because there's a resistance of a particular illness. The immune system fights everything from cold and flu viruses to serious conditions such as cancer. So it's complex and it's influenced by many different factors. So immunity is super important. So your immune system works hard to keep you healthy. So it does this by keeping invaders like germs out of your body, destroying invaders, limiting how much harm the invaders can do if they're inside your body, healing any damage to your body, and adapting to new challenges and threats. So your immune system works hard to keep you healthy. So you have your natural immunity, which is exposure to the disease. So, for example, this could be exposure to something like, oh my goodness, I don't know, like the cold or flu or something. You have natural immunity to something like that because you've already been exposed to that particular virus, whereas vaccine-induced immunity is introduction of a killed or weakened form of the disease through a vaccine. Then there's passive immunity. So this is when a newborn baby acquires passive immunity from its mother. So it's acquired through an antibody containing blood products. So the protection that the baby receives is immediate, but it can only last for a few weeks or months. So there are several factors that can weaken the immune system. So drinking a lot of alcohol is known to suppress the immune system. So it can weaken our bodies and it can make it harder to combat stress, viruses, and diseases. So it's important to try and limit it to 1 drink per day for women or 2 drinks per day for men. That's the recommended limit. Smoking has a negative impact on your immune system as well as it damaging your lungs. So smokers are often advised to increase their vitamin C intake because people who smoke require additional antibodies to combat the negative consequences of smoking. Highly processed foods include things like chips, cookies, refined grains, and deli meats. So when your diet's higher in processed foods, you're not going to have as much room for foods that are nutritious and that can help to boost your immune system rather than weaken it. Stress can also have a huge impact on your immune system as well as not getting enough sleep. Some signs and symptoms of a weakened immune system. So it could be things like frequent colds and illnesses, delayed wound healing, fatigue, high stress, digestive issues, frequent infections, and this puts you at a risk of becoming seriously ill. So long-term stress and high stress specifically can really weaken the response of your immune system. So your first line of defense is to choose a healthy lifestyle. So making sure that you're following general good health guidelines is the single best step you can take towards naturally keeping your immune system strong and healthy. So making sure you're not smoking, making sure you're getting the recommended amount of exercise. So 150 minutes of moderate activity per week, maintaining a healthy weight, eating healthy, limiting alcohol. Like we said, 1 drink a day per women, and the limit for men is 2 drinks per day, making sure that you're managing stress properly and getting enough sleep. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about factors that can impact immunity. So the first one is nutrition. So again, like we talked about, eating those highly processed foods are not helping to boost your immunity, and they're not leaving room for the foods that do help boost your immunity. So eating a healthy, well-balanced diet can be helpful in impacting your immunity. So choosing lots of fruits and vegetables, getting enough water, choosing whole grains, picking lean proteins and dairies. So a large percentage of our immune system is in the gut. So nutrition is a huge, huge factor. So it's important that we're getting all of the required nutrients. So protein helps with healing and recovery. So that's things like seafood, lean meat, poultry, eggs, beans, and nuts. Vitamin A protects against infections by keeping skin and tissue healthy. Excuse me. So that's things like sweet potatoes, carrots, broccoli, spinach, and peppers. Vitamin C stimulates the formation of antibodies. So that's things like oranges, grapefruits, strawberries, and then zinc. That helps with wound healing. So that's things like lean meat, poultry, seafood, milk, whole grain products, beans, and seeds. And again, avoiding smoking. So with tobacco use, it's decreasing your antibodies and it's not helping to boost your immunity. It's negatively impacting it. So it also is increasing your risk for cancer as well. And it's the leading preventable cause of death and disease. So avoiding smoking is super, super important. And again, like we said, limiting alcohol. So a large consumption of alcohol, which is considered 3 or more drinks in a night typically, it depresses the function of the immune system, which increases the risk of illnesses. It can also reduce the ability of white blood cells to kill germs. So alcohol can prevent absorption of important nutrients, decrease white blood cells, like we said, and reduce the flow of oxygen to organs. So it is negatively impacting your immune system. So it's really important to limit alcohol. Making sure, again, like I said, getting enough exercise and maintaining a healthy weight. So again, aiming for at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity per week. So living a healthy lifestyle helps to boost the immune system. So when we're getting enough exercise, it improves our cardiovascular health, lowers blood pressure, it can help to control your body weight and protects against a variety of diseases. So aiming for that 150 minutes of moderate activity or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise per week is super, super important for our immunity. So you want to make sure with your exercises that you're including a varied workout routine that's using a combination of strength, cardiovascular exercises, and flexibility exercises like stretching before and after exercise. It's important to make it a habit and make it something that you do consistently. So try finding activities that you enjoy and varying your routine to keep it interesting. Exercise should be something that's enjoyable, not a punishment. It's also super important to make sure that we're taking the steps to manage stress. So stress can create many physical issues, including suppressed immunity. So stress suppresses immunity by causing too much cortisol in the body. That's a really popular topic nowadays is cortisol. A lot of people have been discussing that. And so when there's too much cortisol in the blood, that increases inflammation, and stress is a direct correlator to that. It makes it harder for your body to fight off infections, and unhealthy coping strategies will also have a negative impact. So, unhealthy coping strategies with stress are things like smoking, consuming alcohol, and unhealthy eating. So, you want to try and practice healthy stress management techniques, things like deep breathing, guided imagery, mindfulness meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, yoga, exercise, reading a book, and participating in activities you enjoy. So maybe you like going for walks in nature, or you like playing pickleball, things like that. Doing things that bring you joy so that you can help to properly manage stress rather than using unhealthy coping strategies like smoking or alcohol consumption. Making sure we're getting enough sleep is super, super important. So sleep improves our memory and learning pathways. Not getting enough sleep suppresses the immune system, making you susceptible to colds or flu. Sleep may also protect from other health issues like heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. So it's important that we're getting enough sleep, 7 to 8 hours each night, making sure that we have a good environment. So aiming for a cool, dark room with limited artificial light. So trying to get before bed an hour of no phone, no TV, no artificial light, and no intense activity so that you're preparing your body to have a relaxed sleep, and that way you could hopefully fall asleep easier as well. Poor sleep can increase the stress hormones in the body and increase inflammation. So it suppresses the immune system and it poses a risk for illness. So it's super important that we're aiming to get those healthy 7 to 8 hours each night of sleep. So there's not much scientific evidence to back immune boosting products. So many cells involved in the immune system make you question what cells is it boosting. No one knows how many cells or what the best mix of cells in the immune system needs in order to function at its optimum level. So these immune boosting products or supplements, they claim to kind of ward off cold and flu by their special immune boosting formula. But getting the proper vitamin intake through food and supplementation on a daily basis is an important factor in many bodily functions. So it can come in many forms like liquid, tablet, powder, gummy, and there is the claim that it is warding off those cold and flu symptoms by boosting your immune system. So there is some evidence that various micronutrient deficiencies like being deficient in zinc, iron, copper, vitamin A, B, C, things like that can put you at a risk for your immunity being affected, and would possibly benefit from a supplement. So it's something to look into and research if that's something that you're interested in. So in summary here, the balance is key to a healthy immune system. So immunity is super important and it keeps us healthy. So making sure we're choosing a healthy lifestyle, getting a balanced diet, exercising regularly, getting those 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. And again, we can't stress it enough, limiting alcohol and stopping tobacco use and making sure that we're using healthy techniques to manage stress. Just want to show you guys these Geisinger resources. So we do have our health coaching. So this is individualized health coaching over the phone to help you build healthy habits. There's culinary medicine cooking classes. You could visit geisinger.org /cooking for more information. And then if you're looking to improve your nutrition or you're living with diabetes, this team can help you achieve a healthier lifestyle, and you can call that number down there. I'll just check the Q&A quick. Does anybody have any questions? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.